Stuff. So when you go to like a church bake sale, you go over to, you know, Betty, and she's got her snickerdoodles, right? They're gonna be amazing. And the reason why is that that's what Betty makes. Every year, Betty makes those snickerdoodles, and she has got that recipe down. Those cookies are gonna be incredible. If I do a bake sale, these are my Betty's snickerdoodles. These are my great grandmother's Russian tea cakes, and they're really, really, really good. They have a really interesting texture, and one of the reasons why is we use brown butter. There's another video where we actually make brown butter so you can see the whole process. It's super easy. This makes the cookies so good. It's a couple reasons. One, it's brown butter, and brown butter is delicious. But two, when you make brown butter, you remove all of the water from the butter. Butter has a lot of water in it. To make brown butter, you cook it down, you boil off all the water, and then it starts to caramelize. And the reason why that makes these cookies so good is that there is zero moisture in here. There's a little bit from the vanilla. It's negligible, it's not very much. So when you bake these cookies, they bake all the way through. They're like crispy, and then they immediately just melt in your mouth. These cookies are really, really, really good. This is my great-grandmother's recipe. It was from Russia. So these are Russian tea cakes. I have adapted the recipe a little bit. I changed it from pecans to walnuts because I like walnuts. And I also browned the butter. And I think that's about the only thing that I've changed. Other than that, this is her exact preparation. And there's one spot after these cookies come out of the oven that you really gotta pay attention. Okay, let's get started. So here I have walnuts, and I have slightly toasted them. Not all the way, I didn't get them like super brown, but I just got them started to get all the moisture out of here and get them crispy. Walnuts, salt, cinnamon, not much, just a tiny little skosh, powdered sugar, flour, a little vanilla, a little boop. Oh, and then I got a little offset spatula so I can get the brown butter out of here. Oh, so now I'm just gonna get this brown butter out of the jar. Now you wanna make sure, see all that stuff on the bottom, the brown stuff? That's the flavor. So don't leave it in there. I've seen people strain brown butter before. Why? Pure flavor. In the food processor with a normal food processor blade, turn it on. How we doing? How we doing in here? Okay. Give it a scrape. Just gotta make sure you get everything all combined real good. All right. All right, so dough's all done. I got it in here, and now I have a little bucket of water. You want these to be flat on one side, and you want them to all be the exact same size so they bake even. One of them's huge, and another one's not, then the one that's small is gonna overbake. The one that's huge is gonna underbake. Okay, now I am gonna take these cookies, stick them in the freezer for about 10 minutes, because when we were making the dough, it got really warm because that blade is going. There's a lot of friction in there, so the dough's really soft. So you want these to kind of retain their shape, so I'm gonna freeze them. Be right back. All right, these are really, really cold, so now I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350 degrees, about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna spin them, and then I'll bake them for like another 8. See you soon. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cookies are done. So here's how this works. Right now the cookies are screaming hot. I am now setting another timer for exactly 7 minutes and 30 seconds. That 7 minutes and 30 seconds is instrumental for these cookies because you pull them out of the oven, you pull the cookies off of the tray. What's gonna happen is you're gonna allow the cookies to cool for exactly 7.5 minutes. If I dump these in the powdered sugar right now, the powdered sugar would melt and it would just kind of become a gloopy, gloppy mess. If I waited a half an hour when these cookies are like room temp, none of the powdered sugar would stick to the cookies. 7.5 minutes is the ideal time for the cookies to reach the perfect temperature so the right amount of sugar sticks to the outside, but they don't get gloopy and gloppy and like oily, and the sugar still stays nice and bright white. So we are gonna wait. While we're waiting, you might have noticed that I have a towel in my fist. I'm bleeding and I don't know why. I cut myself somewhere, I don't know how, and it won't stop bleeding. So that's why this is here. Right, I have staunched the bleeding and it is time to toss the cookies in sugar. Okay, they are exactly the right temperature, still warm, but not screaming hot. So what I'm gonna do is just drop a couple of them in the powdered sugar. And I got 2 forks. And you just sort of toss them around a little bit. You want to make sure that you don't touch these cookies. What's nice is these cookies pack really well. Pack them in powdered sugar. They don't get destroyed like on the way to the party or wherever you're gonna have them. And that's how you do them. They're warm, a little salty, a little cinnamony. They're baked all the way through. It's crispy all the way through. But when you eat these, they just like melt in your mouth. I love these cookies. This recipe is really simple. Follow the directions. I promise you're gonna love these cookies too. When you do a bake sale, these are gonna be what you're making. All right, thanks everyone for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the cool stuff we're gonna make. Hit that little bell icon for notifications and please drop a comment below. Let me know what you wanna see me make next. I will catch you guys next time.